morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
Good. It is Monday morning, and it is the Monday morning of a holiday week, so we are so excited to be here with you. You might be able to guess which holiday this is based on our attire, but we'll let you guess. We'll just think about it, let it marinate. I'm Noah.
I'm Ashley.
And this is the Monday Morning Show, where we share with you a little bit about what's going on at Freedom Village and interviews and just all the good stuff happening at Freedom Village.
Yes.
So this week, now that you've had a little time to think about it, this week is 4th of July. So tomorrow is the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone. And a lot of people think of the 4th of July as halfway through the summer.
That's wild.
Which I feel like summer started yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm not really ready for it to be halfway done, but...
And we had those cold weeks.
Oh
so
my gosh, it just
feel
so quick. And then all this, the smoke of last week. Yeah. It's just been very strange, but we might be about halfway through done with our summer already. Yeah, it's flying by.
It is. Going very quickly.
It is, yeah.
Well, I learned some really great 4th of July facts to share with everyone today. Yes.
I'm excited to hear
I think we all kind of know the basics, right?
There's fireworks. That's important.
Well, it is. Beyond fireworks.
Oh, yes.
So the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776.
Yes.
But get this. Okay? Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, who both signed the Declaration of Independence and both went on to become presidents, died on July 4th, 1826. 50 years after the Declaration was signed. Same day, July 4th, 50-year anniversary.
Wow.
But wait.
There's more.
And then James Monroe, who was also a founding father, he died on July 4th as well, 5 years later.
Were there any founding fathers who didn't die on 4th of July?
Well, yes, I think just those three did. But it just seemed like an odd coincidence that three of them died on July 4th. The only president who was born on July 4th was Calvin Coolidge. And he died, or was born in 1872, so...
while later. Yeah.
Forget about him.
Interesting.
It is. And the first summer in 1776, people celebrated 4th of July, Independence Day, by having mock funerals for the British rule.
Oh.
Which is pretty interesting. Now,
that is kind of interesting.
We have fireworks and parades.
Yes, parades, fireworks,
Picnics, yeah, barbecues.
Yes.
150 million hot dogs eaten every 4th of July.
No way.
Oh, that's what I hear.
150 million. I can't even picture 150 million hot dogs. Like, I can't even fathom that many.
I'll run to Meyer.
You'll get some?
We'll get 150 million. We'll lay them out here on the lawn.
And we'll just see how they look.
Just see what they looks like.
All right. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Good plan.
Thank you.
Well, Ashley, those are some great 4th of July
just
facts.
a little few tidbits for you.
Yeah. You know, the only reason I know the year that the Declaration of Independence was signed is because of Hamilton the musical.
Me too.
I have learned so many history, not so many, but I've learned quite a few history facts from that musical.
I've learned so many from that musical.
And
I wish they taught me history like that in school.
I would know a lot more about history, I think. But anyway, why don't we look at what's going on at the Freedom Village this week? We do have kind of a strange week because of the holidays, so nothing's really happening on Tuesday. But there are a few things. Okay. So on Monday, we should start with today. And today, exercise classes are canceled. They will resume on Wednesday, so just be aware that there are no in-person exercise classes today or tomorrow. And that's today.
Nice.
And then tomorrow morning, go ahead.
Yes. Well, tomorrow morning, the Pancake Breakfast crew is putting on a special Independence Day breakfast, and they'll be serving muffins and coffee in the bistro.
And all proceeds from that go to the scholarship fund.
Yes.
So, yeah, make sure you stop on down and get some breakfast and hang out with your friends.
Absolutely.
They do such a nice job making sure that there's something on holidays.
Yes.
So it's really, really appreciated that the Pancake Breakfast crew is willing to do that. So that's awesome. And as well on Tuesday, there is the Freedom Golfers. They will leave at 8:05, and you'll have to have signed up on Touchdown to go for your tee time. And in the afternoon, there will be line dancing in the gym at 2 o'clock.
Oh, nice. So there's
if you
a
want
few
to line
things
dance
going
on 4th
on.
of July, yeah, there's a couple things.
Nice. Wednesday morning, we are keeping on with the Independence Day theme, and at 10 a.m. in the atrium, we've got a patriotic sing-along.
Yes, I might even wear this shirt again.
Ooh, are you
I
singing?
feel like I might be singing. And with John Bryson. So it'll be John and I
nice.
down in the atrium on Wednesday morning.
Sounds like
We
a good
hope you
time.
come sing. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And Thursday night is our Thursday night program. We've had a few weeks of hiatus of Thursday nights, so we're back Thursday evening. And this will be, it's called Miracle on Chestnut Street. And we have Milton Newsma, who is a historical writer, historian, performer. He's written for shows for PBS. He's quite accomplished, and he will be here to talk about the founding fathers and some history of independence and our country. And so that will be a really interesting performance.
He puts on a really nice program.
Yeah, so make sure you come on up to the auditorium. It will also be streamed on Channel 954 if you're interested in doing either of those things.
Friday morning, we round out the week with our weekly bike ride with Noah and Sarah. Folks on Spokes.
Folks
Head
on
out around
Spokes.
town, go to a coffee shop, and
You want
just
to know where we're going?
Yes.
We're going to go to Bowerman's Farm Market
Ooh,
on
nice.
Friday morning.
Very
which
nice.
You can't go wrong with a blueberry donut.
No.
So it
No.
should be a good ride, about 10 miles.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
It'll be fun.
If you don't go on that, we've got Meeting of the Mugs here at Freedom Village, where
Yes,
you can
we
enjoy
do.
coffee with your friends and neighbors.
Up in the auditorium, did you say?
And the auditorium, yes, I
Yes.
did not say. Have them wandering around the building looking for coffee.
Auditorium, that's where the coffee
Auditorium's
is.
where you want to go.
And then Saturday, we have our pancake breakfast that happens every week. And we have our walking club at 9 a.m. So,
And that walking club is open to everyone, right?
Everybody, yeah. If you want to go for a walk
Freedom
around
Village
town.
Pavement Pounders, they
Pavement
head out every
Pounders.
Saturday morning.
They sure do. So that's what we've got this week.
Yes.
Should be a good, nice holiday week. Hopefully you get to spend some time with some people you love, eating some watermelon and hot dogs and having a cookout.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, we've got a wonderful interview to share with you today. Joe
Yes.
Kuiper had a chance to sit down with Linnie Cross and learn a little bit more about her. And I just think there might be a surprise guest in this interview. But let's take a look.
All right.
Good morning. It's it's the Monday morning show, and here we are. We're interviewing this morning Linnie Cross. Everybody knows Linnie, but we'd like to. There are probably parts of her that you don't know, and we'd like to delve into that today. Won't that be interesting? My name is Joe Kuiper. I'm glad to be with you again this morning. Hi, Linnie.
Well, hi, Joe.
What do you know today?
2 ones make 11.
That's good. What?
2 ones make 11. When someone asks me, what do I know? I just say 2 ones make 11.
Okay, well, we did it. Well, we know a lot about your fabric store and all of your stuff at Interlock. And we've heard, I think some of us know about it anyway. And you've got some daughters who are all their names start with K, even before the Kardashians came into it?
Yes, we were pre-Kardashian. Is that how you pronounce their name?
Sure. It's close
Okay,
enough.
good. Because it's Karen, Kim, Carmen, and Kathy.
Yours are? Okay.
And sometimes when you couldn't get the right one, you just called it K1, K2, say K3, and 3, 4. And you know what? Sometimes when I'm addressing an envelope and I'm in a hurry and try to get it to the mail, I just write K4 and the address. And it always seems to get there.
Oh.
But they send it just to Mom anyway. So it doesn't have to have your name on it necessarily.
No, they know it's for them.
Yeah.
That's right. And those daughters live in various places.
Various
in Michigan.
places, South Bend. No. Battle Creek. What was I think about South Bend? No, Battle Creek, Temperance, Cincinnati.
That's a good place to live.
And the Charlotte people have sold their home and have bought a nice RV and their 350 Ford, and they are touring the country for the next 2 years.
That sounds wonderful.
Or maybe longer.
That sounds wonderful. Something you'd like to do too?
I would have 30 years ago.
Okay. But right about now,
I'm happy as a lark right here.
Let's talk about 30 years ago. You went to the University of Cincinnati.
Oh, honey, longer than that.
Well,
No, but we'll talk 30 years ago, that's
You went as a
fine.
music major?
Yeah, I started out at Otterbein College, which is in Westerville, Ohio, just like maybe northeast or something of Columbus.
Okay.
And 2 years, and then Bob and I married, and I transferred to College Conservatory down at the University of Cincinnati, and graduated from there. I was an organ major.
Organ major.
Was organist for, seemed like forever, because I'd started when I was in high school.
Where did you play when you were in high school? In your local
Well, I
church?
lived in Ashland, Ohio, and Ashland University. It was Ashland College at that point, but Ashland University is there. And Mabel Zahner was their organ instructor. And I just studied with her from the time I was a freshman in high school. And by the time I was a junior, then I became the church organist at one of the churches in town, and that's history.
I
Just
bet you were in
continued on.
demand to move from church
Funerals,
to church.
yes, I was regular organist there at First Christian Church, but I mean, you just do funerals and weddings all over the city, you know.
All different kind of organs you played then too.
You always,
Some great, some not so great. What's the best organ you've ever played?
Oh, you know, probably the one at Ashland College, but they were all pipe organs.
Oh, good.
They were all pipe organs. Ashland had all pipe organs in their major churches. And then as I moved around from city to city, and we graduated and moved and ended up in Romeo, and there I substituted for many of the churches. Bob kept the children at church, going to church, but Linnie was sometimes at the Baptist church, sometimes the Lutheran church, sometimes the Congregational church, and the Methodist and the Catholic
I think
church.
You've done it all.
I did.
Do you miss doing it? Do you ever want to get the play the organ?
No, because when I moved here, I gave all of my music away.
You did?
Every bit of it. I was not going to drag that around anymore. It was almost shreds.
But
And I had done that, honey, for 40, 50
probably
years.
got it all memorized anyway.
Well, I tried to go up on the piano today and play something in the key of C, and I got lost, so I don't know, you know. But, you know, it's kind of like typing and that kind of thing. It all comes back. You know, when you don't type, you still know that A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, semicolon. You know that. And don't you remember wordy, W-E-R-T-Y? And then it all comes back. It all comes back.
Music will come back. This is really off base, but you've got a fantasy football team too, haven't you?
Yeah, I play with a group out of Interlochen. They were all staff and faculty, and when I started, and I was the only volunteer, and I was volunteering in the recreation. Well, I volunteered all over the campus, but I was regularly on Monday and Friday. I was at the recreation building, and so they needed somebody to fill in the last position. So I said, I don't know football from basketball. Well, you can learn. Okay, all right, I'll try it. I'll try it. And that was, let's see, about 8 years ago. And I've been in first place, and I've been in last place.
How's your team doing this year?
Well, let's see. On September, the first Monday in September is Fantasy Draw Dame. So that day, I will travel to Interlochen and meet with the team. Now, the team now is, some of them are out on the East Coast. Some of the faculty have moved at different positions around the East Coast. And so we Zoom in, and we all sit around not the bar, but one of the tables at the Hofbrau.
Yeah, we know.
And pick our team. And David helps me, who's head of it, and then I just kind of manage it from here. And when I get stuck and I have too many buys and too many people that are ill or whatever, they don't play, then I have to call for help. But I love it. I love it because I've learned something new.
Excuse me, Noah. What are you doing here?
Oh, I was just walking by. How are you guys doing?
Noah, I'm so glad to see you, Noah.
You want to come and join the group?
Yeah. You know,
Mind if I join you?
no, please do. You know, I was thinking about you the other day because,
boy.
well, you sing so nice, and I said, you know, no, I would just love to see you in the choir. You know, we kind of had mentioned that.
That's
And
right.
then I got to thinking about some camp songs.
Oh,
And,
I love a camp.
And the other night at the bistro, we got to sing some camp songs.
Did you?
Yeah, a few of us that had, I mean, maybe my camp was a little different from your camp, but I loved a summer camp, and I looked forward to summer camp.
And did the people who were around you, did they all join in too?
Oh, honey, the whole dining hall, which would be like, that's when you sang the most, was like at lunch. And then after lunch, they'd break out in chorus. And there would be 200-300 of us kids.
Is that the reason why they're closing at 4 tonight?
That's right. I saw that in case of emergency call.
Well, go on with
But
your
you know the
songs
song
here.
that we sang, and Ponzi's helped me find the words for it, is about the states. Do you know anything about a song about different parts of the states? For example, if I would sing, what did Delaware boys? What did
Yes,
Delaware?
what did
Delaware boys? What did Delaware? What did Delaware boys? What did Delaware? I ask you now as a personal friend, what did Delaware? And you would sing, she wore her New Jersey boys, she wore her New Jersey. She wore her New Jersey boys, she wore her New Jersey.
Oh my
And and so you just go on. And so one side of the camp, 150 kids or so over here would sing that, and then the next side of the lunch, dining hall would sing the other way. And so I just loved it. So Bruce, he came up with, I think on YouTube, you know how everything's on
sure,
YouTube.
yeah.
They found that because we got to laughing and think, well, what other states were there,
Yeah.
And I thought, oh yeah, what did
Idaho?
Oh yeah.
What did Idaho?
Yeah, yeah. What did Idaho boys? What did Idaho? What did Idaho boys? What did Idaho? Come on, Joe, sing with me.
Okay.
What did Idaho boys? What did Idaho? I ask you now as a personal friend, what did Idaho? She hoed her Maryland boys, she hoed her Maryland. She hoed her Maryland boys, she hoed her Maryland. She hoed her Maryland boys, she hoed her Maryland. I tell you now as a personal friend, she owed her Maryland. I mean, you just could go on and on.
amazing.
So and there were just so many fun camp songs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you're happy and you know it,
Clap
clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout amen.
Amen.
If you're happy and you know it, shout amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout amen. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Amen. If you're happy and you do it, do all three. Amen. If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. And then the one thing that I'm going to close out this course thing. This is getting wild, isn't it?
Yeah, a little wild, yeah.
But when the dean, or I guess you would call him, or the director of the camp, would stand up and give the announcements about what was going to happen in the afternoon. You could make a lanyard, you could go swimming, you could write at home. You could do that kind. And then there was always the campfire after evening.
Yes.
Okay. But before he would start to stand up, and then someone would break in choruses. Announcements, announcements, announcements. It's a terrible death to die, a terrible death to die. It's a terrible death to be talked to death. It's a terrible death to die. Announcements, announcements, announcements. And then he would make his announcements.
Well, there we go.
But I haven't found anybody else's camp group that ever did that.
I've never heard that one before.
Well, I went to the Christian church campground, camping. So that was all. But love camp songs. Sometimes I just break out in chorus.
I mean, sometimes you have, and with camp songs, everybody has to join in. That's
Everybody has to join in, and I mean, I've come across some cute little books that have some of the best little choruses, and I'm sure we'll find something to sing about.
There's always something to sing about. Huh. Wow.
We sing around the campfire. Whose book is this?
You know, John Bryson brought that down, and I said, well, there were several books. Everything from modulating, you know, from one key to another, and how to improvise, and that, just everything was in this bag. And there was this book. So I said, well, I wonder who's going to want all that here, you know? So I said, let's offer it to Marcia. Maybe Marcia would, you know, might do something with that, with choir and sing, you know, playing piano. No, she didn't have, she brought the books back, but Myra said, I want that camp song book. Okay, so Myra, I don't know what happened to the rest of the books, but Myra kept, so when I had an opportunity, I said, Myra, can we borrow the book?
Yeah. That's perfect.
And it's fun. It's fun. It is. It's fun.
Well, the last one in here is Now the Day is Over. I don't know if we have to go into that right now, but we've got the flavor of the camp songs, have we, folks? And when you see her and you've got a camp song that you didn't hear today, come and see Linnie, and she'll be
We'll
happy
break
to
out in
join you.
chorus anytime.
Okay, thanks, Linnie.
You're welcome,
And
sure.
Thanks, Noah, for
Thank
stopping
you.
in.
Yeah.
Well, that was so great. And we are really looking forward. Next week, Thursday, we have Linnie joining us with our S'mores and Songs Campfire Song event how fun. Thursday night. So we'll be outside in the backyard roasting s'mores, and Linnie's going to lead us in a bunch of camp songs and
How
good
fun.
times. So that should be fun.
I thought of something else I want to say to everyone.
Yeah.
Is that we've got a mystery trip coming up
We do.
on July 12. It's a Wednesday. We're
is.
leaving Freedom Village at 7:30 in the morning, so it's early, but it's worth it.
Totally worth it.
And we're heading out, and that's about all we can tell you.
That's about it.
That's
we'll be
about
home
it.
about 11 hours later.
Yep.
So it's a long day, but it'll be fun. Plenty of chances to sit and rest
Yep.
in between activities, and the rest you'll just have to wait
Yeah.
and see.
Hopefully you trust us. Come on, trust us.
You should.
You should. So if you'd like to sign up for the mystery trip, head on to Touchtown and sign up as soon as possible.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
I know, it'll be so much
man.
fun. I love a mystery trip.
Yes. Well, I think the last thing that we've got for you today is a little silly.
A little silly.
A little silly. And in addition to it being 4th of July this week, it is also Invisible Day.
Invisible Day.
So I was just curious what you might do if you were invisible.
Would I use my power for good or evil?
I guess if you're invisible always, probably
Yeah,
both.
am I invisible always?
I
or
think if you were just invisible, or
I
you had
think
the option to be invisible,
it
what
would be
you do?
fun to tease people, right? So like move
you'd
some
play
stuff
pranks?
around.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We'll just kind of tease with them like that way.
Yeah.
It would be nice to be able to go to the grocery store and not have to like deal with people.
Oh,
When it's
not
really
talk to
busy, I can
people,
just like
yeah.
choo choo choo.
Could you walk through them?
Well, I don't know. Am I a ghost or am I just?
I think you're just invisible. So people would notice if you bumped into them.
Okay. Well, at least I wouldn't have to talk to them.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to see you.
Yeah.
They'd be so confused about the things coming off the shelves. And the cart wouldn't be invisible. So it'd have to be like
Maybe I'll get an invisibility cloak, like
a
Harry
bag,
Potter, and
so
I'll
you can
put
put
it.
all
Yeah,
your
so
stuff in this invisible bag. I
Yeah.
think that's a good plan.
What would you do if you were invisible?
If I were invisible, I would. I don't know.
Maybe you could rob a bank.
I don't think
not
I
very
have.
nice,
I
though.
don't have guts enough to rob a bank, invisible or not. I feel like there'd be too many variables there. I don't know that I'd want to be invisible.
No, I don't want to be invisible either.
Yeah.
Just trying to make the best of it.
The grocery store thing would be nice. Maybe like going to the library or something and like being able
yeah.
to like check out your books without seeing people.
And you could read and no one would talk to you and interrupt your page.
That would be so nice to get through like a whole chapter and not get interrupted. I would love that.
But then it would get lonely.
It would. So I'd like to be able to like
Go back and
choose.
forth
Yeah.
between yes.
Yep, definitely.
All right, well, let's see if we've got any invisible residents.
Yeah.
It's Monday morning, and you know what that means. It's time for nonsense. Nonsense with Noah. Let's hit the halls.
I don't know about this.
I have kind of an interesting question for you.
Oh my, what?
If you were invisible
what would you do?
Well, I wouldn't be here, would I?
We wouldn't be able to see you right
You
now.
wouldn't see me.
Where would you be if you were invisible?
I have never ever thought of such a thing.
I had neither.
But I can see that being around and listening to people and interactions without them knowing you were there
Doing a little bit of
it
eavesdropping?
would be just kind of fun.
I love that answer. Thank you. All right. Bob, what would you do if you were invisible?
I would go hunting. The deer could not see me.
Oh, that would be a good one. I like that. Some random.
Runner up the post.
Well, I couldn't do this today because of this shirt. It's too conspicuous. But Henry, if you were invisible, what would you do?
What would I do if I were invisible? I would sneak into people's bedrooms and watch them sleep.
You'd watch them sleep?
Yeah.
That's a choice. Okay. All right. Thank you. Steve, if you were invisible, what would you do?
If I were invisible, oh, that's tough. I think I would spend some time following a few politicians around to see how corrupt they are.
What an answer.
And I would spill the beans.
Thank you. All right. Well, this has been another wonderful episode of the Monday Morning Show. We are so glad we get to share this with you every week. That's Ashley.
That's Noah.
And this has been Monday Morning. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.